Hello friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Jess and I'm so glad that you guys are joining me because I decided that today's video we are going to update my December reading journal and we're going to talk about some of the books that I'm going to be reading this month. So for my new viewers, welcome. My returning viewers, welcome back. Glad that you guys are joining me. Let's just go ahead and jump in to my reading journal. So, my November review will be coming up in a couple days, so don't worry, that is coming. But we're going to go ahead and just kind of start updating it for books that I have read for December so far. It is December 6th. I've read a few books, a couple books, maybe. So I'm going to update. I'm going to pull up my Goodreads. I'm going to have that on my phone. So then that way I can be able to use that to kind of like help me with updating it. So first we come to my books read. This is basically where I have been writing in the book and then color coding it based on the rating. So I have read 3 books so far for December. I still have like this whole section, but I'm not going to get that far, I promise. Actually, I've technically read 4 books, but here's part of the problem. One of the books is not on Goodreads, and I do not understand why. So Lucinda Berry came out with a novella called like One of Our Own. And for whatever reason, Goodreads does not have it. So I'm kind of a little annoyed by that because of the fact that that is like majorly throwing off my numbers. So according to Goodreads, when I look at my reading challenge, it says that I have read 193 books, when really I have read 194. Now, Storygraph does have it, so I have it updated on Storygraph. I don't have it updated for the book that I just finished reading, but yeah, so Storygraph has it, but Goodreads doesn't, and I don't understand that. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to this one. But basically what I've been doing is I will write in the book and then I color code it. So I technically have 4 to add. And I think I'm going to like let myself get to 200. And then I'm going to stop. I'm not going past that. So I technically have 6 or 7 to go, depending on which one that I'm looking at. Oh, and I'm going to go from the top as well. But I'm actually going to be finishing one tonight. A Kindle tonight. And then I think after that, like I might find like one more Kindle book to read, but then I'm gonna kind of attack this stack of books and I'll get into this as soon as I'm done with this right here. So yeah, so I always recommend, I do recommend Goodreads because it's got a pretty extensive library. I even more so recommend Storygraph because Storygraph has amazing stats. And Storygraph is actually like, it's like small business owned. Goodreads is owned by Amazon. Storygraph is owned. It's actually owned by, it's a Black owned company. So definitely recommend them. I accidentally colored One of Our Own the wrong color, but that's okay. Technically it was 4-star. According to Storygraph, I gave it 5. I gave it 4.5 stars. So we'll just consider that I rounded up when normally I round down. Whatever, it's okay. And then the last two are both a 4-star. And funny enough, of the 4 books that I have read this month, 3 of them are audiobooks, and 1 of them was a physical book. Okay, that's good enough. So let's go back to this. All right, and then I'm going to actually kind of share what I have been reading so far. Oh, well, I gotta do this first. Okay, so we have 191, 192, 193. Oh, I think I'm gonna stick with my Goodreads number. Just because, like, that's the reading challenge that I technically go. I don't know, I'm so conflicted. I will decide by the end of the month which one that I want to use. But for this purpose, I'm going to go by 194 because that's what I have actually read. I may change that though by the end of the month. Okay, so TBR hasn't been updated. I've honestly stopped using that. The daily reading can be updated, which, like I said, it is the 6th. I have read every single day this month, so that's easy enough. And reading in pixels, before I jump into this, let's go to this. Oh, and by the way, for my reading in pixels, I use Goodreads for this as well. And I'm kind of changing up the reading in pixels next year. I'm going to have a page that is separate, one for audio, one for physical, one for Kindle, so that way I can appropriately track it. As of now, I can really only track it up to 2 for each day, but the book that I have read so far of my physical is Accidentally Amy by Lynn Painter. This is, most of her books are traditionally published. Her adult are under, her adult books are under Berkley, and her YA are under Simon & Schuster. So she does have 2 publishers, one for her YA books and then the other for her adult books. This is an indie book that she published in 2022. This is one of her Berkley published books. But this is an indie book that she published in 2022. I actually listened to the audio in 2022 and I really loved it. And then a friend gifted this to me, so I went ahead and I read it again this year. Again, still love it just as much. It's a shorter book, so it went relatively quickly. Like I think this one, I read part of it on the 1st and then the rest of it on the 2nd. So that's how quick that it went. And then in terms of other physical books that I want to read. So I have Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. This is a book club book. And then the other book club book for a different book club, I have Mother-Daughter Murder Night. This one was gifted to me from the book club girls because my book club is one of the book club girls. And they basically send us like 2 books a month. And then just one of them we're kind of like, our expectation is that we read it as a group and then share it. Like we share both of the books, but we really only read one together as a group. So this is the one that we are reading for December to then meet about in January. And we're also most likely going to be meeting with the author too. So I'm excited about that. So these are my 2 required December reads. And this is the physical that I'm working on right now. And then the other 3 that I would like to read, the other 4 that I would like to read is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is one of her YA. I've listened to the audio of this one. It is phenomenal, but I definitely want to read the physical and like annotate it and everything. I would like to read Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This is her YA debut. She's written a lot. She's written a few adult books, like adult romance books. This is her YA romance, so I definitely want to read this one. I have The Burnout by Sophie Kinsella. This was actually gifted to me from Aardvark, and now I have like a subscription to them. And Aardvark, basically, they kind of release like 5 books a month, and then you buy a credit to get one of those. And then the last one that I'm hoping to read is Where the Dead Wait by Ali Wilkes. It's kind of like a thriller type book. This one actually was gifted to me from Simon & Schuster. So yeah, so these are my hopefuls, and these 2 are my required for December. Whichever ones that I don't read of these ones this month, they're gonna go into my January TBR list. So in terms of the reading in pixels, I have it updated up until the 3rd. So I can tell you that I have not read any more physical since the 2nd. So for the rest of the month, it has just been Kindle and audiobook. So Hemlock I've listened to on the 3rd. Dungeons and Drama is one that I just finished today. And that one I've been reading the 4th, 5th, and the 6th. So that's an audiobook. I always have to go back and like double check my colors. And then the book Savor It by Tara DeWitt. That's the Kindle that I've been reading, and that's one that I'm going to finish tonight. So the whole idea of the reading journal was to update it every single night. Unfortunately, that just doesn't happen. So A to Z, I basically do this at the end of the month. Let's go ahead and just update it now. So I've got Dungeons and Drama. Now, I don't know if I'm going to read a book with the letter Q, and I don't know if I'm going to read a book with the letter E, but at the end of the month, I will go through, or at the end of this month, I will go through all of the books that I've read and see if there's any that start with the letter Q. I've been trying to avoid using books that have the word the in the front, but I may have to. My ARCs, I'm going to skip that for now. The yearly review. Oh, I didn't even finish updating it for November. What the heck? Okay, but yeah, anyway, so let's move on. Let's go to December so I can be able to fill in these books. See, I started filling this in on the 1st. And clearly, okay, so One of Our Own, that was one that I started and finished the same day. And I also started Accidentally Amy on the 1st. I really love being able to like track it by color, but I definitely think next year I'm going to use 3 colors. And I don't know if I'm going to divide it up by like 1 color for audio, 1 color for physical, and 1 color for ebook, or if I'm going to do 1 color for start, 1 color for finished, and then 1 color for books that I just so happen to read that same day, which tend to be like, if it's anything, it's usually going to be audiobooks. I'm not that fast of a reader with Kindle and physical books. Let me go back to Savor It, because I actually, okay, so I started reading Savor It on Sunday. So we're going to have, that is going to go right there. And then let me go back to my red, because I need to take a look at Dungeons and Drama was started on the 4th. Hemlock was started on the 3rd. And actually Hemlock, I finished that same day. Or did I start Hemlock on the 2nd? I did. Apparently I finished Hemlock all in one day. That was one that was really hard to put down, by the way. It was stated to be a thriller romance. And I'm not going to try to give away any spoilers, but there was something that I was very disappointed about. I enjoyed it, but there was something that I was very disappointed about with it. Okay, so Accidentally Amy, one of our own, Last Call to Locals finished that day. There was nothing started on the 2nd, and it was just 2 books started on the 3rd. I just totally messed that up, but that's okay. Hemlock. And then there was 1 book finished on the 6th and started on the 4th. And I think that that's really it. The only thing left that I'm going to do is I want to fix that little bit. Vinny's over here yelling at me. Pretty sure he's trying to tell me that he wants food. All right, and that's really it. I mean, we actually didn't have that much to update, but we are all caught up for December. I haven't finished Savor It yet, so I'm not going to put it in there as finishing it today, just in case I don't. I have 9% left, so I'm pretty sure I will, but yes, my reading journal, it looks beautiful. I just have to finish. I have to like put in the photos for November, and I have to finish doing the monthly, and that's it. But yeah, so let me know. I'm curious, do you have any of these books on your TBR? Or actually, let's include, do you have any of these books on your TBR? And by the way, I do have a Pango Books account. So if I ever read a book that you are interested in reading and you want to support me by purchasing it and buying it and removing it from my shelf, I usually sell the books at a discount. I have a link down below for my Pango. But yeah, so let me know, question of the video. Let me know what is on your December TBR. And if you don't know what's on your TBR for this month, share with me the favorite book that you have read of 2023. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and enjoy the next video.